Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome to another weekly episode, another weekly offering of the Interconnected-ness. Alright, so the whole time you're like, girl, why is you talking like this? Because I have my retainer in, y'all. Alright, we ain't got no more braces no more, but we got a retainer, okay? So I just wanted to let you all know that I will be keeping my retainer in and I'll be talking slow, okay? Okay. Alright, you all, first things first. Please thumbs up this video. Send and share this video out to people who make you feel good, people who allow you to continue growing and blossoming into the person that you are destined to be. Okay, you all? Please send and share with those groups, those organizations, and those people who you allow to grow and to blossom into the people that they're destined to be. Okay? All right, you all. I love you all. All right, you all. Please remember to subscribe. Thumbs up this video. And turn on the ring so that you can hear when the messages are being dropped. Okay, you all? This weekly message is for the week of March 20th, 2023 through March 26th, 2023. So first things first, happy astrological new year, you all. The new astrological year video has been uploaded on Patreon, early access, but is now available on YouTube, okay, you all? Just going over to the playlist for the astrological playlist, the new moon playlist to watch the new moon video, and to watch the astrological new year video, okay, you all? All right, you all. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. Remember, if you like to send a love offering, I have updated the wish list, all right, you all? The wish list link is in the Linktree link in the description box below, but also the Cash App link is in the description box below. Okay, you all? I love you all. This week, I want us to do like a fulfilling deep breath. You know, when at the very moment where you've been putting a whole lot of work in, you're like, you know what, it needs something else. We do that deep breath. And we doing that deep breath, I want us to really inhale. Inhale all those delicious smelling cookies. Inhale. Hold it and exhale slowly. All right, you all, when you have been doing so much and you finally reach your finish line, we do that deep breath as well. But we can also be aware of our movements, our engagements, as well as our accomplishments, okay? So let's be mindful about that. Being aware of our movements, our engagements, and our accomplishments. Those three aspects, I promise you, we'll start seeing growth if we pay attention to those three aspects. We have ear sensitivity this year. This astrological year, we got ear sensitivities. But this week, it's like a whole lot of thoughts come in. It could be like visions and daydreams, but it's more daydreams than anything. Pay attention to those daydreams. Pay attention to the tension in your back, your upper back. Pay attention to your shoulders. It feels like we might be carrying a lot of load, like a heavy load. Or if we're carrying a lot of things on our shoulders, what's some ways that we can, I don't know, even out the baggage? Also, we carrying around a whole lot. Who is somebody that we can speak to about this load, about, you know, everything that we're doing? Have you congratulated yourself for how much you've done? Have you even looked at yourself? I love it. I love it. I loved it. We was just talking about the ear sensitivities. 9 of Diamonds. I like this. I need us to be very mindful of the anxiousness in the conversation that's going on as well. Think before we react. Think before we speak. 1. 2, be mindful about our spending. Conversations are very important. I need us to be very mindful about the conversations, but I also need us to be very mindful about our own maturity that we've gained over the last 7 weeks. Since July. But I need us to see the growth of ourselves. I need us to see the growth of our money. And when we see the growth of ourselves, we'll be able to make better choices regarding our steps, our engagements, our awareness. But I need our viewpoint to be on ourselves and our continuous growth of self, reflection of self, devotion of self, continuous growth of self. And that could be educationally. That could be picking up a new hobby. That could be picking up a new way of being connected to source. This also looks like, charitable donations. We could be a little stingy with our funds based off of previous situations. But what do you need right now? How can you pick a spending habit, budgeting? What do you want? What do you like? What do you desire long term? Why be a little afraid, a little fearful when stepping out of it? I know it's just breaking a mold, breaking the previous, breaking a previous perspective. And I like this. We have the stamina. We have the gumption. It's just we have to have the strength in ourselves. How can we currently validate and nourish ourselves? We already said that. The 3 what we need to do? Be mindful of our engagements, our behaviors. What was the last one? We need to be very mindful about that. We also might be a little stern in our viewpoints and our approaches to life. But that sternness has allowed us to set boundaries regarding our needs, our values. But what if we continue growing? Doesn't our needs and our values continue growing? Should we review our needs and our previous values and all the things that we've attained so we know where we go? So, this was kind of be mindful of what you have so you don't overspend. Be mindful of what you have so you don't buy it again. Be mindful of your previous experiences so you don't have to go through it again regarding relationships, regarding trust in relationships, regarding foundational understanding and connections within people. This also allows you to be mindful about the friends and the engagements that you're partaking in. Be mindful to see if everyone's values are aligned to yours. If you're continuously on the path of enlightenment, growth, and development of yourself, and people aren't on the same path as you, what would you do? What are you going to do? It doesn't say, you have to mark everybody out, but this is understanding that it's not characteristics, but it's also not compartmentalization of friendships regarding relationships, regarding perspectives. You have to compartmentalize them. What serves us and what doesn't serve us currently? What serves you and what doesn't serve you currently? What does that mean to serve you currently? What allows you to continue growing and blossoming to the person that you're destined to be? And what does that look like? This is a really good time to get back in touch with yourself, your friends, your mother. Nurture the inner part of you, to see the blossoming inner part of you, the sensual inner part of you, the sociable inner part of you. But what are your true desires, your hobbies, your needs? What are you attaining for this lifetime? Whose values matches with that? This is also a kind of low-key background. Do the morals line up? What are morals? Where do we get our morals from? We usually get our morals from our parents. So we can use that understanding as a baseline or a foundation or a stepping stone to allow us to bridge off of it, to have a newer understanding. I mean, this is like ground down here that you've noticed, you've seen. Now you have a higher vantage point because you're at a higher ground, right, to see different things. And from this perspective, at this very moment, what are you seeing? What are you viewing? Why is it important? How is it going to help you to continue growing and blossoming into the person that you're destined to be? And that, you have to go internal. How are you going to continue to see, validate yourself, nourish yourself, uplift yourself, and incorporate all facets of yourself as you continue growing? That's a lot of focus and honor and trust and faith within yourself, the divine, the inner you, your inner children. This is also, if we're looking at this holistically, the growth of the parent. 7 of Spades now has the different decisions regarding the continuous development of the offspring. And I like this because one has the ability to look back in within one's own inner needs, one's own inner child, and to look at it and say, what type of adult did I need? What type of adult would I want to be when I grow up? And am I that individual? This is a really good time to get your children in like extracurricular activities that involve movement, that involves like thinking, maybe both movement and thinking. And then how are you going to support them through this process of developing or understanding one's likes and one's don't likes? How are you going to encourage yourself as you go out and start these new hobbies, these new understandings, these new growths and processes within yourself? And I think we should take it one day at a time. We should be practical and prioritize our needs. What do we need to get done? What is important? How is that going to assist us? What steps do I need to take? As well for the extracurricular activities, walk that through with your child. What does this look like? You have school, you're going to do this couple of days. You would have to stay up late these couple of days. How do you think you'll feel? What do you think you'll need? I like this because here it's letting us know that through steps and through prioritizing and through planning, I like that word, through planning our steps, it can assist us in redirecting and reflecting and re-understanding to continue moving. But if one doesn't reflect, rethink, think about in general, how is one walking blindly? Right here, right now, this is the time and moment for you to continuously grow trust to yourself. To yourself, you all. I like this message. It talks about innate internal strength. Calling upon that. That also might look at previous parenting. Maybe the relationship between parent and father and child. And not just as a child, but as growing up. And right now we can use this as our ability to check in with our own self, our own inner child, as well as our own children. Listen to the conversations that they're doing, that children are saying. Listen to your own inner voice. This might be a good week to start getting or engaging in like journal prompts or like leaving written notes around for your family members. This is also a really good moment to see the blessings, see the hard work that you've previously done. Be mindful. This would be a really good, if you want to start like a workout regimen, this would be a really good week to start that. But, you know, think about the long-term goals, how you're going to, you know, implement that. What is that going to look like for you? How long do you want to go to the gym? I want to see what this looks like. Yeah. Come on now. 6 of Diamonds. Resources. It talks about using your resources wisely. What do you have in your 10? I want to say friend group, but I'm really saying thinking environment. Home. Oh, your knowledge, your wisdom. What part of your wisdom can you use right now currently for your own continuous growth and elevation of self? But also, what type of hobbies do you want to engage in? It's getting like childhood hobbies, and how can you do childhood hobbies as an adult? You all, we have head sensitivity. We need to be very mindful of our thoughts. What we're listening to. What is it called when, like, the conversation? Listen to really what people are saying. I'm thinking, to be honest, gospel. Listen to that. Listen to people's word choice. Listen to how people say things. I feel like we're only looking in one perspective. Our best bet is to look in both perspectives. Like our writing that's logical as well as creative. Be mindful of our headaches this week, or head sensitivities right now. We might be anxious in our heart. Be mindful about that. I am worth loving. It says, I do not have to earn love. I am lovable because I exist. Others reflect the love I have for myself. The next card, it says, I am safe and it's only change. I cross our bridges with joy and ease. The old unfolds into the wonderful new experiences. My life gets better all the time. Oh, I have goosebumps. You all, this is a week that we have to remember our internal strength. It means we have to summon and go within. So when we go inside, how can we practice meditation? Let's do that. How can we practice going internal this week? I like this, you all. It's something about calming our head down. We really need to incorporate some cartoons and be mindful about the music we're listening to this week. Overthinking situations. Yeah. How can we be? We shouldn't force a situation. Yeah, we shouldn't force a situation. There's something that we're trying to force. It says awaken and ground, and these are both dark cards. This is something we have to do internally. We have to go internally. So how can we go internally this week? We have to awaken our own inner strengths. So that means like look at our senses. What are we feeling this week? Make sure we're paying attention to our feelings, our senses. What are we hearing? What are our 5 senses? Our smell, our taste, our sight, our hearing, maybe 6 senses. You feel me? Like what are they saying to us? How are we using them to our benefit? What does it mean to awaken? That means to pay attention, to focus, right? To be able to focus, it means we have to sound out all the things, all the noises that's going on internally and externally to be able to hear what's being said. And to be able to hear what's being said, that means we have to focus, tune into it. That also looks like going into the root situation. What does it mean to go to the root? That means we have to Be calm. Be cool. How do you calm yourself down when there's a lot is going on in the environment? What do you do to calm yourself down? How do you take yourself out that environment, detach a little bit to recalm yourself, to recenter yourself, to re-understand yourself? Back of the deck is honor. We have to honor our feelings. We have to honor our emotions. We have to honor the continuous waves and frequencies that's going on so we could be in flow and aware so we know how to move. So we know how to move the next steps. But that means there's a whole lot of trust that has to go on internally. That means we have to be open to our fixed mindsets and asking ourselves, and more so working on that aspect of ourselves to continue growing into the person that we are destined to be, to continue growing and developing ourselves. I love you all so much. I love you all so much. I love you all so much. Be mindful of our thoughts. Be mindful and ask ourselves, how can we tap into source? What does prayer look like? What does prayer look like to you? What does it mean to check in with our thoughts and be mindful of them? Or maybe to observe them. When a thought pops up, are we quick to just, push it away? Are we listening to them? Are we writing them down? Are we even paying attention to them? What about our hopes and our dreams? Aren't they thoughts as well? How can we bring all that up here, down here, and to materialize it? What do we need to do, the next steps? I love you all. How can you soften yourself through validating, honoring, supporting, and loving yourself? What does it mean to support yourself? What does it mean to be supportive? What does it mean to support? What does it mean to be on a team? I want you all to think about this week. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all.